First step is to take your fabric and iron some interfacing onto the back of it. This piece was about 30 centimetres wide and about 30 centimetres long, so I have cut it, which is 30 centimetres by 20 centimetres. That's the ideal shape size for your mask. Next, you're going to fold your mask like so, right sides together, and you're going to stitch this seam here, but you're going to leave a gap in the middle of about 5 centimetres for turning. So you stitch down here, leave a gap of 5 centimetres, and then stitch down here. And you can mark with a pencil or something if you like where you're going to leave your gap, just so that you remind yourself to do it when you stitch it. That's me at my pencil mark, so I'm going to start again, a little bit further down and go down to the end. So that's your first seam done. You can then open that tube out and flatten the seam gently with your fingers. Flatten it out. You can iron this, but I'm finding if you do it with your fingers it's enough. Next thing we're going to do is to sew the side seams shut, but in doing so we're also going to place our elastic ties in each side. I've got 2 pieces of elastic for this, which are about 18 centimetres long, and they are quite soft, stretchy elastic. And you're going to place these in between the 2 layers of fabric, a bit like that. And then you're going to stitch them in between the 2 layers of fabric like that, as you go along down your seam, catching them at either end and being careful not to catch this bit as you go. So I'm ready to start, and you can see my elastic just poking out of between the 2 layers there, and it's curling under here and the other end is there. So I'm just going to start my seam here by going forwards over the elastic, and then I'll go back over the elastic again, and then forward over the elastic, and I'll do that 2 or 3 times just to make sure that the elastic has been caught properly and won't come loose when the mask is worn. I'm now going to run down the rest of the seam to the other end where I'll catch the other elastic and do the same thing. And again I ran back over that 2 or 3 times, back and forth, before finishing the seam. And that's the wire, that's the elastic in one side, and I'm going to turn it round, pop an elastic in this side and do exactly the same thing on the other side. Once you've got it to this point, you can trim all your loose threads and you can clip your corners if you like. And the next step is to turn it right ways out using the hole that you left. So just turn it inside. First turn it inside out. It looks a bit like some sort of deformed shower cap, but what I tend to do is put some sort of tool that's such as a pliers like this with pointy noses but not too sharp, and work all the corners out until I make it more like a mask shape. And what you end up with is something that looks like that. Okay, now what you need to do now is to put some darts into it to make it actually into a mask shape, and that's actually fairly easy to do. The side with your hole in it is going to be your inside of the mask, and you're going to make some pleats. It's really very simple. All you're going to do is make a fold and pin it like so, and then you're going to make one above and one below that, but all your pleats have to go the same way. So that's my 3 pleats on that side, and you can see that brings the mask in. And then on the other side you're going to do exactly the same thing as a mirror image. So that's me pin both sides. Now it doesn't really matter if they're not absolutely identical, but it's probably a good idea to make sure that the 2 sides are pretty much the same size once you've pinned your pleats. You can measure them out, but I think doing it by eye is probably just about as easy. Now once you've pinned both sides of your pleats, what you want to remember is that the pleats are going to be going downwards. If they were to go like that, then any dirt would collect in the folds, so the pleats should face downwards. So this should be the top of your mask with the pleats going down the way. So this will be the top of our mask, but we're now going to stitch down the 2 sides first of all before we do anything else. So we're going to stitch down these 2 seams. So if we take our pins out, that's actually our mask finished, unless you want to add a nose wire. If you want to add a nose wire, then remember, as I said, that the pleats should lie with the fold facing downwards, and we turn it up. So this, our nose wire is going to go in the top then, and we're going to use the hole that we made on the reverse side to put our nose wire in. So I've got a piece of wire here, and I'm going to put it in the wee hole that I've got at the back of the mask. And I can feel it up at the top. And then I'm going to find my centre point, and I'm basically going to stitch it in place. So I can feel my wire in here, so I'm just going to stitch round about it to hold it in place. There's a pocket for the wire created, and that's my wire held in place with my little pocket. And that's the front of my mask there, wire in the pocket, and the pleats are facing downwards. The only other thing we need to do now is actually to close over the little hole at the back with the top stitch. Pick up that seam and be careful not to pick up both layers of your mask, and you can stitch that with a very small seam to close it. Your mask finished, and it's ready to wear. It's also washable. And here's the lovely Kayla modelling our mask that we've just made. Kayla. Obviously this mask has 4 layers on it because it has 2 layers of fabric and 2 layers of interfacing, which have been ironed or stitched to the fabric. You can make it without interfacing and leave the pocket at the back open, and that would allow you to place a disposable filter into the mask every time you wear it and dispose of it afterwards as an alternative. And you can use it with or without the nose wire, depending on what you have available. If you don't have nose wires, you can use things like pieces of wire that you would use to close plastic bags or pipe cleaners, or even the wire from disposable masks. Once you've worn them, obviously wash your hands thoroughly after handling a used mask. Good luck.